G'day and welcome, my name is Matt, I'm from DIY Data. Today we're going to make this little support for propping up steel for when I'm cutting stuff on my little bandsaw. I find that when I'm cutting something long, I need to stack up some timber to get it supported, just because it's hard to get things level and so you get a square cut. So instead of trying to do that every time I cut stuff, I wanted to make a little bench, like a little support that I can throw out however long I need to do that. So this is what we're going to make, and now we're going to make it. So we're going to jump back in time and see what happens. Now I've got this bit of scrap metal that I'm just going to slice the rough edges off. I'm going to make a little stand that I can just kick out here that will be the same height as that. Is what I want, so I can support my cuts a bit better. So what I need now is a bit of steel that I can use to make that support, and then some legs for it to give it a bit of balance. Alright, so I've got a couple of bits of this that maybe I can use. We just cut the bits the right length, the right height, and then maybe use it for a couple of feet as well. So kind of just do that. I'm probably going to do that. So this needs to be 133 mil high. So I've cut these about 100 mil. I think we might be a good place to start there. Just out of curiosity, let's go 100, 200. So that's going to be my legs. Should be roughly about the same. And the question is, how big do you want my legs? I think what I'm going to do right now is cut the end off that. Well, how long is it? Out of curiosity. Let's cut it off to 340. We'll cut it there. Because then we can just go, so 3 is going to be 150 plus 2 is 170. Should be the halfway point. Alright, I'll cut this one more piece and then I need to go do some errands. So that makes my little stand, little hobby horse like that. And we can probably kind of do a bit of a test. Might be a little bit high still. Yeah, I think I might need to cut about 3 or so mil off that. a smidge more. I might fine tune that on the grinder, but because I don't think that amount is going to cut very well. But I've got to go do some things. Okay, so I've got the two uprights for my little material stand. I need to take about 2 mil off them. What I'm going to do first of all is tidy up the edges on the belt grinder. Then I'm going to measure about 2 mil and then cut that 2 mil off, or grind it off. I'm not going to cut. The bandsaw seems to fold over the edges on the really thin cuts, so I'm going to tidy it up on this. Alright, so I've got those cleaned up pretty well now. So what I think we'll do now is I'll mark out that 2 millimeters on each one. And what I might do to do that is use this. It's like a vernier caliper, but instead of a caliper it's a scribe. So I should be able to literally just set 2 millimeters. And now I've got a fairly flat edge on here. Shouldn't be too difficult to scribe myself a 2 millimeter line. And it should be the same all the way around on this, so I should be able to actually do all 4 sides and do the same with this one. And now I've got those marked out, we literally go and grind them to size. Right, that's one done. Now I find, I don't know if this shows, but I'm not actually just fully doing a flat on the grinder to get down to the line. I'm actually kind of going into the flatness. This is the belt, kind of into the belt a little bit angle. Seems to cut a little bit better if you're not trying to do the whole surface. You're trying to just do the corner, so you kind of get it close to the line and then straighten it up. Alright, so I've got those close to the line. Let's have a look, see what these guys are. So they're actually pretty close already, but I might try to just get them 100% matching. I think that's close enough for these two. Alright, so basically there's two things happening here. I've got feet, I've got upright vertical supports, and then I've got a top. I think I'll probably lay these out, so basically like this, get these kind of cleaned up, laid out, and then once I got those welded up, weld those in there like that. But before I do any welding, I want to clean it out a bit. I think the easiest way to do that is use the diagrander with a paint removal disc. I'll probably do these about 50 in, so about there. So I need to go a little bit further than that. Same down the other end. Alright, that should be that bit cleaned up well enough. Now I just need to clean up both ends of these two smaller pieces and the section in the middle, the two longer pieces. Yeah. Want it? Have it. Put it in. Small edge too. Alright, and then we'll do the two bigger bits. Just out of curiosity, what are they? I'm trying this, so it'll be 50, 60. Half a 7 is 3.5. So 85. Where the middle will be. So you just go down, down. About that much, but obviously I go further. What I can potentially do actually here, set them one at a time, put them in the vise, do both feet at once. There we go. Then we can weld those there like that, and then weld that there like that. It's time to get a welding now, so to do that we need to get these set up here like that. You can see I just marked the center of those pieces out. This is all just going to be kind of rough. I'm not going to measure too much, just eyeball it to get those kind of tacked up there. What I might actually do real quick is just clean the paint off the corners, just so we have some fresh metal to weld to all the way around the edge. What are we going to do? We're going to get some I'm going to try and do this. This is kind of not the greatest little table I've got going on, but it kind of works. Now I can either, let's maybe set these up one at a time. Let's get that one, because that's going to kind of be dictated by where that clamp sits. So we'll get that one there. Alright, that's clamped in there nice and tight. What I want to do today is MIG weld it with gasless MIG. Alright, we're going to start literally on the start settings of that the welder recommends for fluxcore, which is 13 volts I guess, and whatever the wire feed is, 3.5. We're going to start there, see what that does. That seems low on the voltage to me, but it's kind of what it recommended. Because on the flux core, there's no like setting the material thickness. Although down there it does have the material thickness. How do I get down there? There. Let's set the material thickness to 2 millimeters, because that's what this stuff is, which is going to go 14 volts and about 4 meters a minute. So yeah, let's put this back on the tripod and we will maybe see if I have something I can do a quick practice test just to confirm that's going to work, and then we'll do the actual test. To that, can we see that on there? Yes. Well, that did something. Of course, we're having some issues with the feeding, possibly due to me kind of messing up this contact tip last time I used this welder. Does look a bit messy, so let's pull that out. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. I'm just going to hit this on the belt grinder, bench grinder. Belt grinder, why not? Alright, that looks better. Let's see if it works any better. Get a bit of fresh wire out the tip of that. That looks better. And where's my wire brush? I want to clean my little test piece up a little bit. Let's see if I'll do that. So good ground. Oh, that's much better. What I might do is open this roller door so I don't gas myself. That'll do. A little bit of airflow in. Alright, now what we're going to do, get that out of the way and tack this guy up. Alright, so that's one side of that tacked up. I might just clamp that down there. And tack this up. Alright. You can see all that, I'm hoping. Before we go anywhere, try to get a bit of close up on my tacks. There you go. There you go. Now what I might do is get the other one tacked up, just while we're going on the tacking train. I think it should be alright. I missed that, damn. You could definitely do with a new helmet with more sensors, I think. The helmet didn't darken properly. I'm guessing the clamp had covered up my sensor. So I kind of lost track of where I was going, so I kind of missed on those ones, but they are there enough to do what I need them to do. I'll just put a tack there, and then I guess we'll go and weld them up. Better, but not as good as the first ones. Yeah. Damn it. That was me slipping, my hand slipping a bit. What did that come out like? Not as good as what I would have liked, but good enough for the task at hand. That one I feel should have went a bit better. better, but I might actually try on the other one, cranking the voltage up a little bit. Just a little bit, from 14 to we'll go 14.4. See if that changes anything. That felt like it was sinking in there pretty well. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not perfect. It's not the world's best welding, but it's good enough. I feel like I ran off the ends there. Completely missed the second half of it. Damn it. Alright, we'll clean it up and realistically, more than good enough for what we're trying to do, but I kind of want to just try to fix that up a little bit. Alright. There you can go, it's kind of built up a bit on top of it, but that's okay. Now I could probably weld in those corners. Maybe I will, maybe I will. All right, let's have a look at those little side welds, see how they turned out. It's not Instagram worthy. I also could do a better job of cleaning off. I might actually grab a wire brush on a grinder or something in a sec. Yeah, they've been a bit of a pain to clean up with the wire brush, so I might try to mechanise it a little bit. So you can see, not the best weld. Good enough. Don't mind how the ends turned out. Still not the greatest. Ooh, that one's still pretty tasty. And there we go. Oh, not too bad. Not the greatest. Practice. It's all practice, these things. Don't mind how those went, although they could be a bit more less built up. Alright, that's that part. Next step, get the legs on the bottom. Alright, we are recording already, but you will have seen, you might have seen me go just using this, which is about 40mm I think, to space from the end in. I have a bit of MIG wire to space the leg off the base, and hopefully that will fill or come close to exactly filling that gap I had at the start where I was about a millimetre or so too low. That should help. It should be more than close enough for this, I think. So I'm just going to tack that up and then tack the other side up and then roll them both up. So that's the plan. Might give ourselves a little bit higher voltage, so I'm going to go up to 14.7 volts and see how that goes. Everything's going to be kind of eyeballed at this point, so as far as alignment, as long as things look square and look centered, they'll do. Of course, that's the issue of dirty metal, a dirty table and a ground not grounded properly, I think. Try that again. We'll get it set up roughly where we want it. There we go. I might have to hoping I can get it. Yeah. And just before I go any further, I'm going to make sure that kind of at least sits somewhat square to the ground. It does have a bit of a rock to it. Is it just because it keeps... Now, we've got that done, and that's pretty well kind of demonstrated, I guess. But might not be perfect, but it's kind of better than what it was. If I go down to here, you should be, we can give it a bit of a... That's better, that's better. And I get a real quick test. I'm not going to move the camera right now because it's too much. Yeah, it's probably about the same as it was originally, to be honest. Well, I think that should be alright. If I run into issues, I can put some little tack welds on the bottom and level it out that way, I think. So I might run a couple little beads down the sides or something. I'm not going to fully weld this up, I don't think. I just gummed up my contact tip again. Alright, I was hoping to get down the sides, but I don't think I can quite get down the small gap, so I might maybe just try to get in a little bit, but a couple of tack welds might have to suffice for this. Kind of got to bend to it again. It's not the top bent. As much as I think this is a practice today. It looks like it's going to bend, but that isn't too bad to me. Enough that maybe that's enough to make it not rock. Perfect. Alright, it's going to be hard to clean those up, so I might just leave them as is. That is my little stand for my saw. Turned out pretty well if you ask me, pretty happy with it. Sure it could have been better, but this is all just a practice as much as anything, I think. Yeah. So now I have this little stand, so if I'm cutting something long, I can set it to where I need it, and it's pretty close to being the same height. If I just jump in and out, kind of get down there low. Here's a slight little play, but I can, not much at all actually. So it actually almost depends on where it's sitting, so I think that's pretty good. Okay, so it's a bit rainy, so hopefully that doesn't come through much today. And as it's rainy, I've got car in the carport, so it's kind of hard to do too much of actual work, but this is what we've come up with, and this is the finished product. As you can see, it's nice to support the steel at the same height as the saw, and it means that if I cut something longer, I can just slide it out longer. If I need it to be shorter, I can slide it shorter, and it means that what's resting on here is pretty well flat, level, hopefully. Yeah, and that's how we got. So anyway, that's what we came up with. I hope you like this video, and I'm going to cut it here. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, give us a follow, and I'll see you next time.